Welcome to Barnes&Noble on the Upper East Side. Glad to see you all here tonight. Just a couple of notes about our program tonight. If you're here for the signing, you'll want to remain seated after the event, and we'll take you section at a time beginning over here. We'll go from this section to the middle to this section here, so just remain seated, and we'll get to you row by row. Those of you who aren't, you're free to leave, of course. We're not going to hold you against your will. And if you still would like to purchase any of the featured titles, they're available outside the event space at our portable cashier. Anyway, very good to see you, and I'd like to, we're very excited here to be celebrating the 70th anniversary of Marvel Comics, and we have some very distinguished guests here this evening. I'll just go in order and introduce our panel. Our first guest, 1973 marked his Marvel debut. He famously collaborated with Frank Miller on Daredevil in the 80s and has worked with John Romita on Wolverine, The Amazing Spider-Man, and Black Panther. Please welcome Klaus Janson. The career of our next guest includes a 17-year stint on the Uncanny X-Men from 1975 to 1991. And he scripted during that time the classic stories The Dark Phoenix Saga and Days of Future Past, among others. He helped launch such spin-offs as The New Mutants, Excalibur, Wolverine, and X-Factor. And he's famous for putting the following words into Wolverine's mouth. And I'll try to do my best here. I'm the best there is at what I do, and what I do isn't very nice. Chris Claremont, everyone. Our next guest is written for such titles as Warlock, Phoenix Endsong, Phoenix War Song, Iron Man, and The Incredible Hulk, and his recent work includes Incredible Hercules, World War Hulk, Magneto Testament, and War Machine, which is available outside at the cash register. Please welcome Greg Pak. Our next guest currently co-authors Incredible Hercules with Greg Pak and has written for the Marvel Zombies and X-Men Noir. He has been called, quote, one of the most idiosyncratic and insightful new voices in comics, end quote. Please welcome Fred Van Lente. And before I hand the microphones over to the panel, I just want to introduce our last guest. He's the editor-in-chief of Marvel Comics, a position he's held since 2000. He's overseen the revitalization of the brand, and his writing has been featured in NYX, Daredevil, and Iron Man, and his art has been featured in Daredevil and The Amazing Spider-Man. Please welcome Joe Quesada. And we'll go ahead and open the panel up.
Yep. Hey guys.
Hey.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for helping us celebrate 70 years of Marvel. I guess the only way for us to really sort of run this panel, I feel, is to keep it in the Marvel tradition. Going back to the wonderful days of Stan Lee and our forebears, Stan started something that I think was unique in comic books and just in industry in general, which was he had a way of talking directly to the fans, directly to his customer, and I don't think to this day you don't really see that anywhere else. You don't see the CEO of Coca-Cola, talking to individual customers or really any company doing that. And Marvel to this day still carries that tradition of openness, letting you guys see behind the curtain, see all the rusty gears from time to time, and even when it's running smoothly, we'll let you in. So keeping in that tradition of inclusiveness and being, you guys are as important a part of the Marvel Universe as we are and as our characters are. I think really this is really your time and a moment where you guys have all these great members here of Marvel on the dais to just ask questions, and we'll answer them in the best way possible. I mean, with Klaus, you have a legendary artist and inker, a guy who's really done it all, seen it all. Klaus knows where the bodies are buried, basically, right?
That's very
yes.
been buried
yes.
a few.
Yes, I tread very carefully around Klaus. And then, of course, with Chris, arguably next to Stan Lee, probably the most prolific creator of Marvel icons and characters. I mean, some of the best characters ever at Marvel. Spider-Man and those earlier ones notwithstanding, came out of that big, massive brain of Chris Claremont. Over here with these two gentlemen, you have two guys that are basically, sort of new and up-and-coming rising stars at Marvel. And of course we know that Fred is idiosyncratic.
I've heard that.
And of course Greg is been responsible for revitalization of the Hulk franchise, really creating, in a lot of ways, doing for Hulk what Chris started doing for X-Men a long time ago, which is creating a family of characters that belong in the Hulk family, and along with Fred, they get into a lot of trouble. And then with myself, I've been at Marvel almost 10 years as editor-in-chief, and really what that boils down to is that I just take credit for everything these guys do. So this session really is as good as you guys make it. This is your time. So who's the first brave soul who has a question for anyone in the dais? Let's see. Oh, Spidey 616.
Yeah.
I'll this around. If I didn't know you, I'd have you arrested as a stalker.
Great segue from Hulk. Was wondering, the Planet Hulk animated trailer has been released, and Greg, you worked on it. I know.
Well, I was lucky enough to be a consultant on it, he's talking about I wrote a storyline called Planet Hulk a while back, and they're making a DVD movie of an animated DVD that's coming out, I think in February. I think that's their plan.
So
yeah, amazing trailer. Sorry, you were.
Yeah, so I was wondering your reaction to it, your thoughts, and I guess about Marvel films in general, like the Iron Man 2 footage with War Machine, maybe.
Yeah, I'm thrilled about this Planet Hulk DVD. Planet Hulk was a big 15-issue storyline, epic tale of the Hulk exiled to an alien planet where he goes from monster to gladiator, to monster to slave to gladiator to rebel to conquering emperor of this planet. It's a giant story, and they've managed to distill this giant story into a feature-length movie for this animated DVD. And I mean, they pulled me on board. I got to read the script and give them notes and everything. But I can't say too much for fear of spoilers and violating my non-disclosure clause. But I was just really blown away by how much they really delved into the source material and brought out all of these, some of these characters that we were able to create for this storyline. The Hulk's warbound companions, who are these various alien monsters, who they all bond together to become this team. I mean, they've got these warbound in there, and it's kind of the same experience I had when I first saw like the first action figure made from a character that I either made up or helped design, and it's kind of a mind-blowing experience. So I'm very excited about it. And the trailer is just outstanding. You can see many different elements of the story in the trailer, and I think it's going to be a big, satisfying experience. And you asked about War Machine and the Iron Man 2 movie. I don't have any inside information. I don't know anything more than you know, but I'm pretty psyched about it because I'm writing the War Machine book, so I hope it sells a lot of trades.
I know what happens, and it's really cool. So cool. At San Diego, they showed a 5-minute clip of the Iron Man movie, and there was about a 10-second snippet of War Machine, and it got the place going crazy. So that was really cool. Yes, sir.
I'll bring the microphone around so we can.
Okay.
What's the status of the Spider-Man Broadway show?
You know what? I actually don't know. I don't know that I'm involved with the Spider-Man Broadway show on a creative front. Sort of on the Marvel approval front. As materials come in, I say, okay, this is keeping in the spirit of Spider-Man. But honestly, I don't know that that's happening somewhere else.
I saw by the theater, I think they said February 2010.
Right. Yeah. So Yeah, at the end of the day, you know, we've provided them with the license for Spider-Man, and someone else is putting on the show, and it's somebody else's money. So if it's something that we're putting money into, I know everything about that.